Good afternoon, TNT Super Fantastic family. Today is Monday, April 1, 2019. Yours truly, Raymond 98 here, along with.
Okay, good morning, TNT. We are here once again, and it is April the 1st, so I was going to start off with April Fools, but then I thought, okay, we already got that because we didn't have an RV. So I guess they April Fooled us once all together globally. But let's get started with what we do here. Ray, what's going on? Anything out there? Oh, I guess it is April Fool's. You know, lost Ray already? Or it's just me?
Okay, let's see. We had an update that went out over the weekend. Reportedly, the Speaker of the House was interviewed and stated that personal stubbornness is the cause of the delay of the cabinet selections being concluded, and that it will end when he returns back to the country. And of course, the TV was already saying yesterday that the next week they will conclude the cabinet selections next Monday, with the understanding of next week and next Monday being this week, this Monday.
So, another April Fool's joke again?
Could be.
It's a bad day. That's it?
Guess that remains to be seen.
We couldn't hear you. Couldn't hear you.
What's that?
I said, is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, okay. You got cut out. You said something remains to be seen. We couldn't hear what you were saying.
Yeah, I was just saying that remains to be seen, because I thought you were saying, is that it, as far as April Fool's joke? Is that it?
Oh, okay.
But that's it as far as the update information.
All right. Okay, guys, so here we go. First of all, let me clarify for any idiots that may have wandered onto this call. Any idiots that may have wandered onto this call. I do not get to call the RV date. I do not get to call the RV time. All I get to do is relay the information to you as I get it, period, from the sources I get it from. That's all I get to do. Now, other than that, as I've told you guys, our guy's sometimes 2 days ahead, sometimes he's a whole week ahead, but he has the information, especially from over there, our committee member, and our bankers. So, I will tell you that during this last week, there has been a concerted effort, I'm going to put it that way, a concerted effort to minimize, cut off, or even to expose our sources. So I'm going to say that. They're working hard at it last week, seriously. And we know because we know. But anyway, the information is still that the banks expected it by yesterday. It didn't happen yesterday, but they said we're that close because it was scheduled to happen. Did not happen. They were scheduled to make some announcements on Saturday, and I will tell you, because it didn't happen, that the lower denoms were supposed to be released on Saturday. But as we know, did not happen. Now, more people have them than they did a week ago, but it was supposed to be a national announcement that did not happen. But it was supposed to be scheduled for Saturday. So, since that was my information, I wasn't supposed to tell you guys until it came out in print. Since we're past the date, that's why I'm telling you. Now, that was passed down. But I guess I shouldn't have said that because he could be a week behind or a couple of days behind. So who knows? Anyway, it's out there. So what did happen, they didn't name the ministers on Saturday, like they said. The guy said when he got back, they're going to get that done. He is back. So we are expecting that this week. We can expect when it happens for everything else to fall like dominoes. The one thing that did happen, and they're already celebrating over there right now, the end of the Saddam era again as part of their celebration. But at noon today in the mosque, they announced to them that Iraq was now fully international and open for business. International and open for business. And on the screen, they gave them all these countries that they are now working with internationally. I can tell you everybody was celebrating, jumping up, excited, saying stuff like, you know what that means. You know what's happening now. And so we wait. We wait for today, tomorrow. We wait for him to announce the ministers. Everybody's saying we're right here at this point. Should have been over the weekend. Didn't happen over the weekend. Don't know that it will take till next weekend because too much is being put out. We're going to see some articles come out this evening and tomorrow. I think that still is even more evidence that we're just about to explode if we don't sometime real quick. But that is the only news I have right now. Is they're excited. We just got that call about an hour ago, hour and a half. This is what happened at noon. Didn't happen in the morning. It happened at noon in the mosque, what they were talking about. Over the weekend, they're still showing them the old money, and I think they're showing it to them so people aren't confused about the fact that it is old lower dinars. So when the new ones come out, they'll know what they're supposed to have and what they're not supposed to have, what they're supposed to be using and what they're not supposed to be using. Because anybody has any of that and they go back to the new rate and they have those old lower dinars, they're telling the people they are no good. This money is no good. That's what those articles are coming out for. The new money with all of these protections is what we're going to be using. So that's the purpose of briefing them. People are asking why they're putting it on TV, why the article. That's why they're doing it. Because they're getting ready to have the lower dinars come out, and they want them to know the difference. Okay, so with that, Ray, let's answer some questions.
Okay. 1 second. Let me pull that up. Here we are. Questions. Fanny Fandango. Today that the ZIM has revalued and is showing on the United Nations operational screens at 3.00013. Any truth to that?
Go to the UN operational site. See what the rates are. I haven't heard that, and I haven't gone to the site. But anybody can. So it's a good thing. Go ahead and look at it. What's next? Because somebody can just go to the site and look it up for themselves.
Oh, well, yeah, it's there, but it's for ZWL. But anyway, I'm going to get into that. Salty Dog says, some years back when we were thinking about taxes on our exchange, we discussed the FinCEN 104 currency transaction report. At this point, should we still have to file this form if indeed there is no tax on our exchange? And if we must file it, can you review what this report is and when it must be filed?
Okay, again, you guys are asking me to look up stuff that you can go right in Google that will explain everything to you. So, and the only pension form I know you have to file is at the bank. And I'm sure they're going to make you file it during your exchange or you're not going to exchange. So, other than that, everybody want to look it up, you can, because I can't look up stuff while we're doing the call here. All right, go ahead.
Okay, Anara44 says, I heard that the ZIM bond notes have to be redeemed by April 12th. If true and the RV is still delayed, what then?
Well, evidently it's not true. Okay, they can't say, and nobody has ever said, you have 10 days to complete a currency exchange on any currency or it's no good. They give you a year, and some like the Dinar give you 2 years to complete your exchange. And time for everybody out there to know about it, hear about it, find out. Everybody's not following this every day. But this is what did just happen. Somebody's been telling you guys that on one of these other calls or sites, and I've been seeing it, and they've been telling you you're going to have 20 days, and they've been telling you it's up to this date. Well, now they look like an idiot, right? For even ever bringing that up, making it up, or even stating that, because it's not going to happen. And I said it back in January, it wasn't going to happen. I said it in February and March because it made no sense for them to keep saying this day or we're not ever going to be able to exchange it. And we haven't even started exchanging it. Now, people, in fact, do make mistakes or do the information that's not right, but when people just make up stuff, that's ridiculous. Because that's just something somebody just made up. Now, go back to their site, or whoever it was who would tell you guys this, and say, show it to me. Show me where it says this has to be completed by this day for this currency. Because if that was true, unlike the Dinar revaluating or what's on the bank screen or anything else, Zimbabwe would have put that out in writing so everybody would know. This is the cutoff date for exchanging that currency. Okay, what's next?
Let's see. Burbank Lou says there were 3 things you were either expecting or hoping for last weekend. You were going to let us know if they occurred, so I assume they did not occur. Were the 3 interconnected so that all had to happen at the same time, or were they independent and none of the 3 occurred?
So let me see. They didn't name the ministers. They didn't pay Kurdistan their percentage that they were going to pay them because they didn't open the budget at the rate it was supposed to open at on Saturday. Kurdistan didn't get paid on Saturday. And the lower denoms did not come out on Saturday. Were the 3 things that were supposed to happen on Saturday. But because it's Iraq, none of them happened on Saturday like they were supposed to. So I didn't get any information on any of them, but they were all scheduled to happen on Saturday. Now, again, we could be a week ahead of ourselves or a couple of days ahead of ourselves, but it was supposed to, and it was scheduled for Saturday. All right, so there it is. Right?
Right. Okay.
Right? I said
yep.
right. But anyway,
yes.
Okay. So what's next?
Bacon Rad says, did that list the one girl had that Tony was going to ever get posted? Yes, it was posted a week or so ago now in the latest blast and tweets sections where you can find it.
And actually, she had 3 good ones, and we posted all 3 of them. So you guys should read and follow. All right.
Okay. Lady D says, why are we still talking about ministers? I thought we were past that. Why can't the IMF step in and just revalue Iraq's currency?
Ooh-wee. Somebody's upset. Somebody's going to be mean. Well, because it's not the IMF's country to go and do that. It's IMF to make the suggestion like they did and requesting that they exchange it, but they don't have the authority to go in and change any country's exchange rate. As far as the ministers are concerned, we are past it. We're past it in the sense there's no articles coming out about it. There's nobody protesting about it. There's nobody on television saying anything about it in Iraq because they know it's done. They're waiting to make an announcement. On what day is what we're confused about or why they haven't. So it can't still just be about the fight because they would be doing that right now. And we would still be hearing, the list of names and why he hasn't picked one or why they haven't taken the vote and scheduled it and everything else. We're not hearing any of that now because they know they've done it, or like the article came out yesterday, they said they're just being stubborn of when they're going to announce it. So something's still going on there, but it can't really be the ministers. So over this week or this weekend, they made an agreement that the U.S. will keep their soldiers there. And now all the articles have changed. No problem. They're going to cancel the vote. They're going to take it out of circulation. Everybody sees the U.S. troops. Could have been a big thing. Could have been what we were waiting for. I don't know why they're not doing it. I don't, because our people are saying it is happening. You just don't see it, but it's getting done. Again, this morning, he's saying it's done. So we'll see. We'll go through this week till Saturday and see what happens. All right.
Okay. Let's take it to the live callers. See what's going on. First caller, 865 area code.
Hi, Tony, and hi, Ray. Appreciate these little nuggets that you always share with us. With Hal Boosie, he's back in country. Has there been anything indicating when he is planning to reconvene the House of Representatives? Personally, I haven't found anything to that effect over here in the articles.
Well, I think it says that they're off until the 14th. I can't remember the exact date now.
I had heard the 9th at one time.
Okay, maybe that's it. I can't remember the date. Yeah, maybe that's it. I know they were off for a period of time. I don't know that we're waiting until the 9th to do it because they said it's going to be done this week.
Right. That's why I was wondering whether or not there was anything kind of, scuttlebutt coming through indicating at some point this week and the like. Also, given that tomorrow is their holiday, they've been doing all the preps, opening up the green zone for a 24-hour time frame, that sort of thing. Are your folks giving any credibility to the fact that tomorrow that might be a cover for doing what we're looking for, that while all the emphasis is on this holiday, that, the banks and the like would be doing what we're wanting?
It's possible, and I did ask this morning since they're already, someone was saying celebrating the end of the Saddam era. That's what the celebration was about. Mm-hmm. But with the announcement that was made in the mosque today, saying that they are now international and open for business, something else could happen later today or it could happen tomorrow because it was scheduled over the weekend. But once again, we didn't see it. So, yes, it's very possible that tomorrow could be an exciting day.
What is the cultural kind of I'm trying to get this phrased right, looking at what time it is over in Iraq at this point, and whether or not they could literally be one of these waiting until the last nanosecond of today, getting into the celebratory time frame for tomorrow. Are they likely for doing that kind of stuff, or are they ones that are more standard during the business time frame, daylight hours, rather than doing things at the midnight hour with fireworks and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that with fireworks and stuff at midnight. I haven't ever seen that, or that hasn't ever been part of the plan. What I do know is they wanted to make the announcement an hour before their banks open, which never made any sense to me. But because that means the first 6 hours of the day, people are using a different rate. But we'll see. The announcement was made at noon today, so it could start at midnight, I would think. But we'll see. I'm not trying to narrow them down because we're constantly trying to use what really makes sense to us and the banking system. And they're constantly proving us wrong, that they're going to do it their way, whether it makes sense or not, or they're not going to do it. So I'm not trying to pin it down. But I will tell you, again, we always wanted to schedule it in the evenings when the market was closed on Fridays, or in the morning between 1 and 3 a.m. our time, which is 8 and 9 their time when they wanted it, an hour before the banks open.
Mm-hmm. I guess, as a sage has always said, time will tell on that one. So with that, let me close out with 10 days from whenever this is going to happen. That's going to be our exciting TNT Super Fantastic or Pay It Forward project. And we are relying on you to tell us, guys, when exactly that starts so that we know when we should be doing it. And again, thanks so much for your info. May this be a magnificent, magical Monday for us. And happy.
All right, thank you.
April Fool's Day. Let's make it a good one. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. 360
They can still fool us
code.
and do it today.
You're on.
Well,
360.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good morning.
It's a beautiful day, and I was thinking that I have more yard work to do, but that I wanted to first find out if we should be looking forward to a second call today.
I don't have that. All I have is an announcement was made that they are now international and open for business, in a list of countries. I mean, could something happen? Yes. Is something scheduled to happen? Not that I know of. It was scheduled all weekend, and it didn't happen. So Monday typically is a bad day for banks to start something. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the best days for banks to start something. So I wouldn't look for it today. I would look for it tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I've been like a lot of friends, I'm sure, anticipated the fact that this is going to happen when we don't expect it, and because I don't think we truly, deep down in our hearts, expect it until it happens, because that's when the dream will be valued, or I guess become credible. There's still people that don't believe, but I guess the only other things is nothing new on the NDA or any change in the rate.
No change in the rate, nothing from our banking, nothing on the NDA. I think everybody just expected, again, to go this weekend because it was expected by a whole lot of people to be over this weekend. So we'll see.
Well, those are my questions. And do you think that the announcement will come from them? Last question, I should say. They'll come from them first, or will we hear about it here in the U.S. first?
Oh, no, they'll hear it first. They'll go on their CBI. They'll put it out to their people. We won't have an announcement, per se, over here at all. Again, it's not going to be 6 o'clock mainstream news. They're not going to make a big deal out of it. Maybe, some of the financial channels may say something. That's about it. No parades, no fireworks, none of that over here.
Which to me is absolutely remarkable because of the significance that has. And we'll be spending money, so that's, anyway, it is what it is.
Well, you got to remember this, though. They cannot and will not expose the amount of money we made off of the Iraqi war. That will never happen. People will never know that part, unless we expose it. And the benefits of it, they don't want our people to know, and they surely don't want the Iraq people to know.
Right.
The benefit that we got off of this. So that's just not going to happen. It's not going to be that they created all these millionaires, that all these government people became rich off of it, or that we did. It's not going to be the U.S. economy was saved or changed because of the Iraqi war and all the influx of money. None of that's ever going to be exposed to the general public. All right?
Yep, got it.
Isn't it? Okay,
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. Have a good day, both of you.
All right, now.
All right,
care.
you too.
610 area code. You are on.
Hey, good afternoon, Ray, and good morning, Tony. It's G-Man in PA.
Yes, sir.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a new day, new week, and a new month. And that means there is a new bill that needs to be paid in order to keep this information superstation on the air. For those of you who are new to the call and those of you who didn't know, all these calls and all the means of communication that Ray and Tony use to keep us informed need to be paid for. And it's up to all of us out here in the currency community to make donations in order to help pay for the calls. You can help by going to www.TNTSUPERFANTASTIC.com, clicking on that red donate button, and when you do, the name and address will come up to where you can send your check or money order made payable to Raymond Renfrow, P.O. Box 1748, Elm City, that's just like the tree, Elm City, North Carolina, 27822. And for those of you who would like to donate electronically, the Cash App is available on the donation page. And if you're already familiar with and utilizing the Cash App, you can go to $TNT SuperFantastic, and you'll be able to make your donation electronically. I'd also like to make it clear that neither Tony nor Ray has asked me to make these requests for donations. I make these requests of my own volition and my own free will, and I am not getting paid to make these requests. I am doing this voluntarily. Again, Tony and Ray, thank you, gentlemen, for all you continue to do for us out here in the currency community. Thank you to both of your families for sharing you with us. And I'll close out with Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. Verification, negotiation, diversification, protect your principal, and Raleigh, 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 so I can come join you and enjoy some of that good home-style North Carolina barbecue. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
Make it a dynamite day.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank
You're
you,
welcome.
sir. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, 765 area code. You are on.
How we doing today, fellas?
And fantastic.
Hey, super fantastic.
To the nth degree.
Hey,
yourself.
so, no, I can't complain. I mean, I could a little bit about this RV not going down yet, but other than that, I can't complain about anything else. How much longer can they delay this thing? I mean, this is 3 or 4 weeks in a row now. We've been expecting an announcement, whether it be the rate or something in the Gazette or, legislation or people appointed or whatever. How much longer can they drag their feet on this thing?
Wait a minute. First of all, you said 3 or 4 weeks in a row that we've been waiting?
Well, there's been 3 or 4 weeks in a row where we thought this thing was going over the weekend, and we were expecting to be in the banks over the weekend at some point because we were expecting something out of Iraq.
How long you been on the calls, been doing this?
About 4.5 years.
Okay. So it's 4.5 years worth of weekends we've been expecting something.
Well, I agree with that, but I mean it's been 3 or 4 weeks in a row where we've been really really excited and expecting that to be the last call on a Friday and really excited about things compared to a lot of weekends where we really didn't expect anything.
I don't know how long they can do it. I mean, I'm just being honest with you because we thought it was over. We thought it was going to be over before Sunday, 31st. All the banking people did, all people over there, they sent notifications out to the global traders. They sent notifications out to the military. They did everything they were supposed to do for this to be over with this weekend, and it didn't happen. Yeah. Why it didn't happen, I don't know yet. I may know this afternoon. I may know tomorrow, but this morning, I don't know yet. But I know it was sent out to everybody to get ready for this. It was going to happen. Could have been, like I told you guys, I also know I'm trying to see how to put this where it won't put anybody in the corner. Anyway, some investigations and research and some other stuff was going on at the same time. to expose some things. But I don't think it had anything on why it stopped. I think it just happened at that time. That's all. So how long can they do it? I don't know. They keep telling their people, again, it's going to happen. They changed the rate over there. We know that. We know more lower denoms went out over the weekend, over last week, and that's why they thought it was going to be national starting on Saturday. That was the date they were giving, and told the bank to get ready. That didn't happen. I don't know. We're right here at the point. But it still could happen this week. Still could happen next Saturday.
I had a wealth manager that I have become friends with over the last 6 or 7 years. And, I knew him prior to getting involved in this even. He actually reached out to me week before last and felt like that last week we were going to be getting this thing over with. And he actually had meetings last week about this. He's with Wealth Management, deals in $100 million and larger accounts, and he actually had meetings last week at his bank to discuss programs and things that they were going to be offering. And I spoke to him on Thursday, and he was super excited, thinking that he would be getting with me over the weekend. And I've not been able to get in touch with him this morning to kind of see if he had any idea what was going on, but it just seems like we're super, super close again, and now we just keep, kind of dragging and delaying this thing. So I just kind of wondered what your thoughts were.
Well, just that. We are super, super close. I got that from the bank over the weekend, too, that we are so close, and still close when it didn't happen. They still said we're right at it. It's about to happen. And that's about as close as we can get, because we're not going to get the exact moment or date and time before it happens. We're going to get what we've always gotten, a window of time that it could happen. And that's what we got last week, and probably at some point we're going to get this week.
As I say, do you feel pretty good about the window of between now and this weekend, or do you think we have to wait for the weekend, or are we past that to where this thing can go anytime, any day, any minute now?
Well, it can. But, again, it was scheduled for Saturday. So they're going to extend it to another? I don't know. The guy came back from D.C. He said the minutes is going to be over when he gets back. That's this week. He's back. Are they going to make the announcement? I know. Yes, I do believe it could happen this week, because it was so much notification last Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the weekend. I do believe it could happen this week. I just haven't been given a window of time yet.
Okay. And one last question, just to harass you a little bit, but is there anything you're holding back on us that you can't tell us?
No. There's absolutely nothing that I'm holding back that anybody said don't tell UK, because I already told you. The lower denoms were supposed to come out on Saturday, and they were supposed to make the announcement. That's the only thing I was told last week. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell them that they're coming out on Saturday, and there's going to be an announcement. And I didn't tell you until Monday that it was supposed to be Saturday. So I did my part. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys, and maybe we'll hear from you later this evening.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
954, you're on.
Good afternoon, Ray. Good morning, Tony. Thank you for taking my call. I have a couple of questions. In printing out those sheets off the forum, those 3 sheets that you spoke about last week, there was one line on there I didn't understand. Tried looking it up. The explanations were all over the place. It said something about asking for CDARs. This question goes to both of you. What did that mean by CDARs? CDARS.
CDARS is a strategy that some banks use to spread out your money and still give you FDIC coverage on it.
Okay. All right.
Didn't you ask that question on the last call? Didn't you ask the same question?
No, I sent Tony. I sent Ray a text about it, but he never did answer it. So no, I never did answer that question.
Right.
The other one is you announced that they told them in the mosques that they are international now and the countries were listed. What I do not understand is that paradox. Being international and not having a rate. How can you be open for business if you don't have an international rate yet? How will people be paid for selling you goods when your money is worthless out of your country?
Here's the thing, and here's the pills. First of all, Visa and MasterCard already has Iraq International. They're telling them they can use those cards in any country. So they're already doing a conversion at different rates, but we don't see it. Then they have a rate in country already, and they've changed the rate, and they're using it on their what do you call those cards? I forgot. On the cards that they were given. Anyway, yeah, because our guy here has the I forgot what rate. Anyway, they changed the rate on his card. Now, we already have banks here. Ray has a list of 70 of them that do exchange the dinar, which again makes it international. Because Citibank is one of our top banks. They buy and sell dinar, and it has a rate, even though it's their program rate. And that's the rate they go by, and it goes up and down with them, whatever the rate of the day is. So it is. But it's not international when you go to Forex. Okay. And the rate hasn't changed. So how they're doing it, and months ago, I forgot that, they decided to do international with the countries right there in their region. So they've been going back and forth and changing the rate. But now there's a whole list of countries that they're excited about and happy about as of noon today, and that we should be seeing shortly, if that in fact is true, is going to be global. And he says they're open for business, which means now they're exchanging with everybody. So we'll see what happens. And I don't know how they're doing anything inside, outside, because it doesn't make sense to me and you, but it's getting done.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Okay. My final question is, now that the first quarter of the year is over and we are into the second quarter of the year, the budget still has not been opened. Was that budget supposed to be opened by the end of the first quarter, and is there any ramifications as far as we're concerned looking for an RV that we are in the second quarter of the year with no budget opened?
No, because they're still going forward, and there's still plans to make it happen. Change the rate and move it all the way back. So I know people have put out there information that if it wasn't done by March 31st, it couldn't go until next year because it wasn't the quarter. Well, I don't think that's the case. Or that it was going to affect everything else because it was well into the second quarter. When they do it, it's going to be effective January the 1st or April the 1st, whatever it is. And they're going to go from that point on. So, no, I don't see it affecting what we're waiting for. When the budget opens, they're going to change the rate. If not, why haven't they already opened the budget and operate as normal for the rest of the year? Because the budget was based on the new rate. And we went through that when they put it out, because they put it out first at the new rate, which was a mistake. Then they went back and corrected it. So I don't see it having any effect at all, okay? The fact that it's now into the second quarter.
All right. One last question, and I don't know which one of you this would be for. If you have a family member that you brought into this fairly recently, and they're not that familiar with the procedures, and you both have currency, can you go to the bank with that person and help him through it, or you cannot be in with him at all? If you get the contract rate and don't discuss anything that what you got, can you help him do his exchange, or you're not allowed to at all?
You're supposed to go, each person is supposed to go on their own, not take their friends and family and, you know, I'm smarter than you guys, so let me go with you and make us some money. That's not what they want to deal with during the exchange. One-on-one with that person, unless there's a legal reason for someone to go in there and assist them. Whether it's, you know, they just don't have the capacity or it's a power of attorney or there's something in there, a legal reason. Not just because, you know, I have more information than you, let me go do it. I don't think they're going to do that. Now, when you're making your appointment, if you want to explain to the guy, hey, can this person, that person, and he's probably going to tell you no, or wait till you get there and the banker asks the person to get out the room. You probably represent, no, I can't conduct business as long as you're in the room. So I wouldn't waste my time. But I said all that to say this. Nothing beats a failure but a try.
Right.
Okay?
Okay. All right. And do the districts still hold? Do you still have to tell them what district you're in, or will your zip code and phone number be able to tell them?
Yeah, when you call, we'll tell them what district you're in, and they'll set your appointments up.
Okay, so you need to know the district.
No, you need to call from your area, which will give them the district, but you need to be where you live. Okay?
All right. Got that. Thank you both very much. Hopefully this is our week. Today is April Fool's Day, and hopefully we'll be left smiling. Thank you again, and I'll let the next caller come on. Have a great day.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 972. 972, area code, you're on.
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning. All right, this is Danny in Dallas. My questions again are simple. The rates you kind of established, you didn't have any other updates than what you already had, and you just answered a question I had in mind. I wanted to take my mother. I mentioned to you week before last. She had some health issues. But going with her and then being sent out of the room, that'd be all right with me. I just want to take that into consideration for her sake. The other thing is a buddy is out of Texas. I don't know why he would do that, but he went out of Texas and went to Las Vegas. He was concerned about that being an issue, but I think I gathered from what you said, he needs to call in on his appointment as soon as we get that 800 number, and then I don't know if they'll give information, but at least he can set the appointment in his area. Is that correct?
He can set the appointment in the area where he lives.
That's right. That's what I mean. He'll be in Vegas, but he can get the 800 number and he can set his appointment, and then he'll be able to afford to fly back, private jet, whatever. I told him to take some dong with him because that's the instruction you've given in the past.
Absolutely. Because you can take some of it right up to the teller, enough to get you a private flight home.
Now, up to the teller, you talking about in Vegas or at a bank? I don't know what
in Vegas, if he's going up to a teller, you'll be able to do that anywhere. If you have foreign currency in your pocket, this goes off, and you got 100,000 dong, whatever, you're gonna be able to take that into the teller and exchange what you need, $10,000-$20,000 to get on a plane and go home, go do your exchange. Okay.
All right. That's more information than I expected, but it does bring up the next question. Ray, this is for you. You've always said to try to use other people's money or don't waste your money. Protect your principal. If I suggest that he carry $500,000 dong note with him, he doesn't have to cash the whole thing in. He could say, give me 10,000 American dollars worth. And they'll give him change in dong, right? Why not?
No. If you present a foreign currency note, they're going to exchange the entire note in U.S. dollars. They're not going to give you back foreign currency. Not at a bank.
Okay,
now, if you go to an exchange place, you might pull that stunt at the airport, but not at the bank.
Right. Okay. So I should suggest to him that he take a 200,000 dong note, so he doesn't have that much exposure, or go to a bank. Yeah. All right. Well, I did like the question that the gentleman mentioned a couple of calls ago. Are you holding anything back? Now, I knew immediately, Ray, that you would be offended by such a statement. But
no, I wouldn't be offended by that. I wouldn't be offended by that at all. We're holding stuff back almost every call. There's nothing wrong with it. You wouldn't offend me asking me that. You know why? You know why we hold stuff back? Do you want to know why we hold some things back? Because we already know from experience that all of you can't handle all of the information. So we don't tell you things that's not true. We just don't tell you certain things because you know you can't handle it until maybe later, and then we'll tell it.
He should have phrased his question. I know you don't want to hurt me. What can you tell me more?
Okay.
Okay. Don't be surprised if this continues that you get that question even from me. You guys have a great day.
All right, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right.
209 area code. You're next.
Thank you so much, guys. Okay. In defense of that one lady about the SDARS or CRAS.
CDARS.
Yeah, she didn't ask that question. I did. So in her
okay.
She did not
I
ask
was saying,
that
did we
question.
get this question last call? But okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
Now, you sent out 2 tweets, and excuse my ignorance, I don't know how to find those. Did you put them in the form that we're supposed to look it up? You didn't say.
No, they're on the. All you do is click on the link.
Well, the only thing I saw was we are the people on both of them.
Okay.
On both of what?
No, I sent out 2 tweets this morning.
Oh, no, don't click on the tweets. Go into forum and then you click on forum. Go to the website, TNTSUPERFANTASTIC.com.
Okay.
Then click on the forum button.
Okay.
And one box will open up. It's the latest blast in tweets. And since I posted it over a week ago now, you'll just have to look over the different subjects until you see the one that says the 3 documents. And then click on it.
Ray.
Yeah.
Wait, you're confusing her. She's talking about the 2 tweets I sent out this morning.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the 3 documents. My bad.
No. Okay. All right. So, yes, go and click on the tweet itself. And if you can't see it in the line where it's at with a link, if you click on the tweet, it will come out bigger to a single tweet with the link right there. Click on the link. It will take you to both stories that I sent you guys.
Okay, I'm trying to do that as we speak, and I'm not getting anywhere with this.
Okay.
It'll copy, it'll paste. It won't give me.
What do you see when you copy paste? Right after hashtag We Are the People, there should be a link right after that you can click on.
No,
so you can read
didn't come up. It didn't come up.
Okay. Right. Somebody's going to tell me in a minute what to tell you because it comes up for me every time, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. The last thing I have is We Are the People ... and that's it on both of them.
Well, I see We Are the People. Go ahead.
No message at all? You don't see any type of a message? Just We Are the People ...
Yeah, We Are the People.
You're on Twitter, right?
Yes. Well, no, I'm on, I don't know, whatever you send me, I go to. What is this? I'm at the TNT team. And usually, even on the TNT team, I will get an HTTPS site to go to, but this one doesn't give me anything to go to. It just stops after we are the people, ... Can you tell us about it, maybe, what you sent out?
I can, and I'm looking, and people are sending it to me, and the link is right there, guys. I'm looking right at it. Even on...
I'm getting text messages saying the link is not there, that you have to go to Twitter to get it. That's what some people are texting me. So I guess some folks are receiving it one way and others are receiving it a different way.
Well, you do have to go to Twitter to get it, because that's where it's at.
Okay, so I guess I'm not in Twitter.
Yeah, you got to be on Twitter, because I tweeted it to you.
Well, I've got it on my phone, but I don't have it.
Well, Tish, look, for all you guys, I just got 20 texts. And I'm telling you, Tish just texted me and said I did it right. So I did it right. I don't know what y'all doing. Plus, I'm looking at it, and I can see it. If you just go to Twitter, I'm going to tell you guys this. Just go to Twitter. Go to Twitter. You guys quit texting me because I can't concentrate with all this. Stuff. Okay. All right. Go to the tweet where it's at. Let me see. What it's like to grow up. I just touched it. I just touched it with my finger right in Twitter. The page goes to the right, and right there it is again with the link, with the lady's face, what it's like, and then you just touch it like I just did with my finger again, and the whole thing comes up. I just had to touch it twice in Twitter.
I got the answer for you. I think my problem was I wasn't on Twitter. I was taking it from my phone when you sent the message out to my phone. So that was my fault, and I apologize for that. Any confusion?
Well, not just you. Like I said, I just got 20 texts telling me the same thing. I do this all the time. I'm sure I did it right. And now I'm telling you guys, just where you see the tweet at in Twitter, just touch it with your finger. It's going to go one page over. You're going to see the lady. You're going to see the caption. Touch it. It's going to lead you to the story. Okay.
I have it.
So just so you know. All right. The first one was about the tax advantages that Trump is giving the rich. And since you guys are going to be rich, I wanted you to look at that, and it's what we've been talking about, investments and opportunities where you can take advantage of it. And some people are setting up some programs that you can take advantage of when you get this money. The second one was what it's like to live and grow up with more money than you'll ever be able to spend. Because some of you will, again, have more money than you'll ever be able to spend, but more importantly, you need to look at the effect that it's going to have on your family's life. Not their lifestyle, because it is, but on their life and the way they look at life from the moment you tell them they are rich to super rich, what's going to happen. Not the physicality of what's going to happen, cars, boats, trains, and planes, but the mentality of what's going to happen. That's what those two articles are about today. Okay?
Thank you for sending those out. Now I have one last question. The person was asking about the district they were in and their phone number. I happen to be in District 12 because I'm in a 360 area code, but I still use my 209 phone number. So do I tell them when I call in, I live in Washington, but this is a California number?
Yes, you're going to want to tell them where you live because they're going to want your appointment where you live, unless you want to come to California for an appointment.
Oh, you couldn't get me back to California. Sorry. I'm born and raised there. This is 69 years, and there's no way I'm going back to that state.
Ooh, okay.
Sorry about that. I love Sacramento area. I went to school in Sacramento. It was a wonderful place back there in the 50s and 60s, but no. Anyway, this is not a political phone call. Thank you for your help. God bless you. And hopefully we're not going to be talking to you on Wednesday except for an 800 number. Guys, thank you again for everything.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, we both got a variety of text messages from that conversation. And what it boils down to is some people are subscribed to receiving text only. They are not Twitter users. So some of the things you're referencing, they don't get to see because they don't use Twitter. They're just receiving text only. So that explains it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Some folks are just getting the text message only because they're not Twitter users. They don't have a Twitter account. So it just comes over as a text.
Oh, okay. Somebody said I threw them under the bus on Saturday coming from the party. But, guys, I meant to do that. That was fun. I hope you guys got a bunch of calls and told a bunch of people. Oh, but it didn't matter anyway, because what happened at the party was I told them that the Lord Dinars were coming out on Saturday because, we were at the party. So I wanted to give them something and let them know the call that I had received. And then telling everybody if you was at the party, you would have get it. Just made you guys at the party more special. So thank you. Sorry bus rolled over you, but hope you had fun. Okay, go ahead, Ray.
423 area code. Good.
All right, thank you, ma'am. I didn't know if she was still there. All right, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for all your information. Whoa. What a weekend. That was a wild roller coaster. I think it was going 75 miles an hour. All the information. A question, last time I asked you a question, Tony, the people that have stopped it before, were they on board this time? And you said, yes, they were on board. They'd signed off on it. So my question is, did somebody stop it, or was the process just not complete? Because there's a big difference. Did somebody stop it? Or
There is a big difference, and I'd like to give you a good answer. But as I said when I started the call, I don't know yet because I haven't been told. I don't know. I know what I can tell you is that the codes and everything were signed off, like I told you guys, because there was, people in the room who signed them off. So I know that part did happen. The notifications were, once again, above bank level and beyond bank level, who were notified to be ready for it over the weekend, and it didn't happen. So I don't know what else to say until I find something out.
People running around and kicking the wall and
I don't know what they're doing this morning, banging their heads and saying what happened. And maybe his flight was supposed to get back in time, and they were supposed to make the announcement. That didn't happen. I don't know, but it's back because they agreed the U.S. can stay in country with no ramifications, and nobody's going to be upset, and they're saying they're not even going to talk about it anymore. So we had a successful meeting from our standpoint. I don't know why they didn't make the announcements that they told them they were going to make. We did put out again about the old currency so people aren't confused when the new ones come out. They let them know those are no good. Don't let anybody hand you any fake stuff, fraud and stuff when this happens, because these are no good. And there's the reason why. So they did prepare for that. So I don't know what else it's going to take. We'll see.
You're saying that the old currency is no good now, or it's not going to be any good?
No, it's no good now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
so
that's big.
They've been reviewing that all week, though, letting people know it's no good.
Yeah. Oh, well, they can't hold out with that much longer. Everybody would die, if they don't release the new ones. But another thing, it seems like a while back there was a notification came out from you all about a warrant for Maliki's arrest. Didn't you all send that out?
There was an article out about it, and then they didn't arrest him. And then Marty said that he wasn't going to do it, wasn't going to go after him because it would cause too much turmoil in the country and in the government, which he said, okay, it's probably right. But a body is putting out that charges will be brought against him, and he's telling Marty to go through with it. So that's their argument.
Think we might be waiting for him to be arrested? Would that be something we'd be waiting on, is for him to be arrested and out of the way?
No, I don't think we'll be waiting on that. because, it's like anything else here. That investigation can be years before they do it.
Yeah, right. I get it. Okay, last question. I have some friends that have 25,000, 50,000, 100,000 dinar. They would not need to call the 800 number, right? They just go into the bank and up to the teller. Is that right?
Yeah, they can just go in and go up to the teller. That's what they choose to do. I don't know what I don't think 25 or 100,000 is actually going to get the contract rate. I think they're going to give it to people who they feel they can be involved with. There's things like that. So, yeah, they can go up to a teller. And if they don't authorize, that much, the teller will let them know.
Okay. Well, the question, a while back you all said that they decided they were going to give that contract rate to the people that didn't have much. And so if they change their mind about that, because those people don't have much, that's for sure.
They haven't changed their mind, but this is the thing. So that's how they told us it's going to work. But it's going to be up to that guy when you go in there or that bank saying this is the minimum we want to give it to because, they don't have $1 million or they don't have $50 million or whatever they set their limit at. But by giving them the contract rate, they got enough that we can hold some of it back. We can work with investors. They're not going to give it to a guy who has, I wouldn't think anyway, 20,000, 50,000 dinar, 100,000 dinar, and give him $200,000 or $300,000 now that he can just go spend in the next 30 days. They're not going to do that. They don't even want to work with those people. So I don't foresee a bank doing that.
Okay. All right. Okay, that was my last question. Thank you all so much. Have a blessed day, and I hope we'll get a call tonight or tomorrow. That's what I hope.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
281 area code. You're on.
Well, hi. Hi, Tony. I had a couple of quick questions. They're pretty good. I don't know. I'm just so depressed after this last weekend. I was reading a lot of the posts, and of course, everybody thought it was going to go, but so there's some people that said that some gurus would say it was 99.99% that it was going to go, and when it didn't go, I was getting so depressed. I just had the feel it's never going to go, and then I heard a new back wall of about mid-April. I don't know if you heard about that. Is that something? Or it just seems as though I hate to always be so pessimistic, but I've been with you, for several years, probably going on 8 years or whatever, and I truly respect you and Ray quite a bit. The thing is that it's just not going. It's not your fault, of course. And I'm just wondering if it's ever going to go. I mentioned a while ago I didn't think it was going to go until 2020, and it just seems as though there's always an excuse. And I had a question about Maliki, and the thing about, I think that was pretty well answered. I guess they're going to go after him, but not right away. But, a funny situation is this. Do you realize that virtually all your callers are doing great, and they don't seem like they need the money? It's just like, it's how you doing. I'm doing fantastic. And so it seems to me that, they would like the RV to go, but if that doesn't, it's okay. I mean, they're doing great anyway. And I'm just wondering how many of these people are kind of in bad shape like I am and just kind of waiting for it. So I don't know. It's just a little depressing, to say the least. But as I said,
let me tell you a couple of things here. Everybody may not be in the same position that you're in, but I guarantee you that everybody can feel your pain. All right? I can feel your pain. Because believe me, I could do with a whole lot more money than what I have today. A whole lot more. And the up and down of the roller coaster ride, and I know you guys go through it maybe 3 times a week when we do a call, or you go to every other guru's call, and you get excited and up and down and everything else. I go through it 10, 20 times a day from the calls I get. This way, that way, this way, that way. Go look at this. And then, after the meeting, they decide to do this. So trust me, I go up and down a whole lot more than you do, even though I'm trying to be in the kill just based on the information. This week was huge because it took us way up, ready to ride down to the end because everybody was on board once again. And I understand that. But you need to understand, just because people come on here and they're not depressed or they're not angry or they're not, sounding like the world's about to come to an end, they are still feeling your pain. And they still have a level of pain themselves, but they want to ask the questions. And they've probably been in it just as long as you, but realize at some point we don't control it. All we can do is get as much information about it and get as prepared as we can for it. That's all we can do. Now, you said you think it's going to happen in 2020. I would ask you why. What's going to be different in 2020 from today that you know about that would make it happen then?
That's the thing. I don't know. And it just seems like this keeps on being put off and put off. 5 years ago, it looked like it was going to go. And then within the last few months, like the gentleman was talking about, every week it looked like it was going. And I thought for sure it was going to go. It's like, I guess it can, more of a serious thing in my situation. Like, I have to probably cut the meds on my wife a little bit now because I had really counted on it going. And because of that, I said, no, we just can't afford these meds anymore. So it's just some of the meds, not all of them. And it just seems like it's, oh, here we go again. It's not going to go. It's not going to go. It's not going to go. And one other sad note, I hope this wasn't the case, but I had a friend of mine about 6 months ago, and he was pretty desperate, and he was talking about, actually, I hate to say this, he said, if this doesn't go pretty soon, I'm going to end it all. And about 6 months ago, he passed away, and they never did an autopsy, but and I don't know what happened. They say it was natural causes, but I'm just wondering, something happened. So people are kind of, I guess you might call it, there's a lot of people that are pretty desperate. They're doing everything they can to hang on and keep on going. And it just seems as though with you, it's good because it keeps the morale up and it keeps at least the idea that it's going to happen pretty soon. But then when it doesn't happen, we go on to the next day. I don't think I missed a call of yours in the last 5 years, to be honest with you. So I don't know what to say. I just think, I just hope and pray that it will be very soon. And that's why I asked if the new back wall, they're saying the new back wall is mid-April. Is that still pretty much what you're thinking of?
No, I don't know that it's mid-April. I was still hoping it was sometime this week. I was hoping that my guy was only off by a week and it's next Saturday instead of this Saturday. Or it's tomorrow, the first International Banking Day instead of Saturday, is what I look for. Nobody in the government, nobody in Iraq, nobody in the banking system, none of our committee people, none of them have told me mid-April now. None of them. So I'm not going to say that until somebody tells me that. I'm going to think we're right here where we were supposed to be over the weekend. Now, I'm absolutely sorry to hear about your friend and the fact that, if you have to cut off some of your wife's medication, because regardless of the RV happening or not, nobody should be in that situation. No family should be saying, I can't have my medical because I don't have enough money. And our system shouldn't be set up like that. Because the reality is, suppose the RV never happens. Then what happens with you? What happens with everybody else who's been sitting around waiting for this for 10 years, 10 days? So we got to do something in our lives to keep our lives going while we're waiting for this. I'm waiting for it. A lot of people are waiting for it. I'm just not depending on it. Still got to do some other things in my life to make it happen until this happens. See, this is to be a blessing to all of us, which I'm sure it will be to the majority of us, a blessing, and will change our lives and make life much better. But I can't go and say, I'm going to take my mortgage money and I'm going to buy some more Dinar this week because it's going to happen on Thursday, and then it doesn't happen, and now I'm late paying my mortgage and I don't have my mortgage money, or I don't have the late fees and everything else. People can't gamble like that with their lives, with their money or anything else, because this is never, 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 and I'm saying it for everybody here, never going to happen until it happens. It's never going to be guaranteed until it happens, and you should never plan on this money to secure you in life until after it happens.
Well,
Everybody needs to know that. Okay?
You just got to keep living, though. I agree. You know, I think a very good point about your show is that you keep the optimism up, and I think that means a lot to a lot of people, including myself. But I appreciate everything you've done and doing, and let's hope it happens pretty soon.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All righty. 301 area code, you're on. 301 area code. 301. Okay, 602 area code, you're on. 602 area code. 602, is that you? Okay, 509, you're on.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Ray.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good afternoon. I have a question that I don't think anybody's thought of, but, you know, Trump's talking about closing our border this week. Do you think that it may be that we need to have our borders closed for this to happen?
I think closing our border and the RV have absolutely nothing to do with each other. Nothing.
Even though that there could be money going back and forth across the border?
Nothing.
And that needs to stop?
Do with it. Has nothing to do with it.
Okay. That was my question.
All right. Have a great day.
Thank you. Uh-huh.
All right. Ray?
Okay, let's see. Next up is 281. You are on.
Hello.
Good morning. How are
Hello.
you?
Tony and Ray, can you? Oh, okay. I'm at work today, so if I sound a little low, I'm trying to speak up as loud as I can. I did have a couple of questions. Well, first of all, how you guys doing today?
I'm fantabulous to the nth degree.
Well, good, good. I had a couple of questions for you, Tony. I do remember back in the day when there used to be talk about once it happens in Iraq that, you know, it may take that because they wanted it to happen there first, of course, and then have it come over, you know, to, I guess, the western side of the world, which U.S., after about another, you know, 10 days or less or whatever to get to us. Is that still in play, do you think? Maybe they want it to happen there and then wait a couple of days or hours or so before it hits here. Since they made an announcement over the weekend in the mosque or whatever, or this morning, would that delay it for a while before it hits us or before the U.S. lets it go here?
Okay, they wanted the first 72 hours.
Right.
10 days.
Mm-hmm.
That was years ago when they were doing their celebrations. And they planned their celebrations a couple of times and it never happened. So we're not kind of waiting for that anymore. Do I think that's what's going on now? No, because he didn't say the rate changed again on that today, you know, to the new rate. I haven't gotten it from the bank on the screens. You know, the story was the announcement was made in the mosque, that they're now international and open for international business, basically. And then he said they had the list of all the countries on the screen and scrolling through for that.
Were we part of that? Do you know? Were we part of those countries? The U.S.?
I don't know that we asked for a list of countries. Okay.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
But from that point, we're just waiting to see what happens. Like I said, it could happen tonight at midnight, tomorrow morning. The rate could change now that they are, or it could mean something totally different.
It was very unusual with Forex this weekend. I'm sure you may be aware of that, how there was no rate visible for the IQD and maybe the Vietnamese dong as well for at least definitely all day Sunday. And I watched it like a hawk. And then, of course, a whole lot of other people too, but it didn't populate until later last night. And when it did, it came back up, at 11, I think it was 1167 or something like that. And I looked at it a little while ago, it was at 1185. But I'm wondering, why did it take so long for it to populate? I was wondering if that was because they were updating, because we all thought that maybe when it came back up, because it was kind of like unusual for that to happen, that it would have had, the new rate. Do you have any thought on that?
My only thought on it, and I did see it, and we have screenshots, is they were anticipating something like everybody else did that didn't happen.
Wow. Because I know you told us that, you know some people that trade Forex and all of that, and I was just wondering if any of them had mentioned, their thoughts on that, if they seen well, of course they saw what we saw because they work it or trade it, but what were their thought pattern on that?
Their thought pattern, and I haven't talked to them today,
so
to get what happened over the weekend. But prior to that, their thought pattern, he said, I've been working here 30 years, and this has never happened. People here are jumping up and down, talking about we're about to be rich and millionaires and everything, and this is going to be over before the end of the month. Now, that was his thought pattern then. I don't know what it is today because I haven't talked to him yet.
Okay. Okay. Well, I know a lot of us thought that, especially when we saw it zero out like that for the Dinar. We were all excited about it, but then when it came back up, it let our bubble out. All the air came out of my bubble. So I'm like, oh, really? Okay.
I know it was a wild weekend. I know it was. Yes.
Yeah, it sure was. So, okay, well, I'm still feeling really good though, because that means they're doing something. They are doing something. I mean, we know they're doing something. So
that's right.
It's just
they're making announcements and changes every day. So we are moving forward and quickly. So we're about to be there. All right.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for your information, and you guys have a great day. I'm looking forward to this week.
All right, thank you.
So, all right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Hey, 832 area code, you are on.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, Tony. How you doing?
I'm super fantastic. How you doing?
And what about you, Ray?
Fantabulous to the nth degree.
Good to hear that. I got a couple of questions on my mind and bothering me. One would be, why would the people wait on Iraq to let this thing go? Why? Because if something happening in Iraq again, like another ship capsized tomorrow, so wait another 2 weeks. So I really like to know, why would people be waiting on Iraq?
Why would the people in Iraq not let it go? Is that what you're saying?
No, whoever is having authority, like America or other countries, why would they wait on Iraq to let this thing go? Why Vienna can't do this thing? Why other countries can't do their thing? Why they have to wait on Iraq?
Oh, okay. All right.
they can't do their thing, guys, is because with the GCR, Global Currency Reset, Iraq is the foundation. Okay, I'm trying to put it so you guys understand. Iraq is the foundation of any building, whether it's a single-story house or 58-story office building. Iraq is the foundation. And nothing can happen until you put in the foundation, right? Because all of the other countries' new rates are based on the value of the Iraqi dinar, along with their Basel III. That's why they're waiting. It's a domino effect. Dominoes don't fall until the first one falls, right? Houses aren't built, buildings aren't built until you lay the foundation. Iraq is the foundation for the entire thing to happen. That's why the other currencies aren't going yet.
Oh. So that means that if another turmoil is started in Iraq, it means the rest of the 6 billion people around the world or 5 billion people will be on hold. They wouldn't have food to eat because Iraq is at war.
Nothing is stopping them from eating or living the life they're living today. It's just that the GCR won't happen until Iraq goes to the rest of them. Now, they could change their rates another way by building their economies up and doing things that take years to get done. It won't happen instantly like this will when the dinar goes, until the dinar goes.
Okay, the second question would be, how should I put this? Is there a fear of governments or people in authority, or what do they stand to gain or lose? RV was to take place today. Will the United States stand to gain, or will the United States stand to gain? Or let's say Iraq or even Vietnam, what do they stand to gain or lose?
All of them stand to gain, Iraq, Vietnam, and the U.S., a boost to their economy, which is a boost to their people. That's what everybody's going to get. Everybody's going to be happy. There's going to be money flowing. There's going to be growth in the countries. Everything's moving forward. So, I mean, that's why it's happening. What do they stand to lose is all of that not happening. We maintain status quo, and everybody creeps up over the years. Everybody wants it to happen. Every country wants a booming economy. They do, but they want to make sure they can sustain it when it happens. You guys got to remember, again, Iraq. I'm going to say it again. Iraq, the country of Iraq, not the U.S., not Tony Renfrow. Iraq put out an article last month letting the whole world know that this was supposed to happen October of 2014, and it was delayed 5 years because of the corruption in their government and in their banking system. They put out an article telling everybody that already. So, yeah, we were going to do it then. If you want to know what has been happening and why all the delays, it's because of the corruption. And we're not just going to do it and hand all this money over to Iran or over to ISIS or over to all these corrupt political operatives until they can get some control over that. The sanctions against Iran, the elimination of ISIS, all the new banking laws that they put in place to make sure this money can be tracked and through them, even for their prime ministers or MP parliament members, so they could track all this currency before it becomes ultra wealthy. They're already stealing all of Iraq's money. We do this, it'd be worth 100 or 1,000 times what it was. Controls and things had to be put in there in place, not just to stop the corruption and the thievery like they were saying, but to secure their future once it's done. And that's where we're at the end of them protecting it.
Well, okay. Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy the day.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Next caller is 510 area code.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. How is everyone? I know you're super fantastic, Tony, and I know, Ray, you are fantabulous to the nth degree.
Right.
Well, who you talking to then? If you already know that, who you talking to?
I'm talking to y'all.
Okay.
Listen, this is the lady that always says, you know, when I had that experience at the bank, the billy goat, I was madder than a billy goat in a pepper patch. But listen to this. I just want to say, my questions have been answered. I just want to say, I appreciate you, Tony. I appreciate you, Ray, for all that you do. And I appreciate your families for letting you come on and to do this. And I know it's the extent of, you know, a long drawn out seems like, but it just behooves me that sometimes people act like, you know, Tony, you got the magic wand. You can make this happen. What's going on? But you're only giving us the information that's relayed to you. And we just have to wait patiently. You know, patience is a virtue. And I'm not going to keep you guys long. I just say I want to appreciate you guys and thank you for all that you do. And you know what? We're going to be at the bank real soon. I have no doubt about that. It's a long, drawn process, our process. But, hey, that's what it's all about. And we just wait and we just see because I know our blessing is soon to come. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Okay. Let's take this to lost my screen for a second.
All right.
That was 510 that just talked, right?
Yep, it was 510.
Okay.
Pick one, anyone.
You know, I gotta stay in line, but if it throws me off. Okay, here we go. 415.
Hello. Thank you so much.
Really? 510 and 415 right behind each other?
Yeah, well, 510 actually hung up, and that's what threw me off. But anyway, okay.
Hi. My question is that I had an account with one of the bigger banks, but I don't use that for my checking account. And so as time went on and I was just paying, you know, I had to pay money to have it, I let it go. Do you think I should be trying to open one right now? Would that be a problem with trying to exchange if I don't have an account open with Wells Fargo or Bank of America?
Well, where you're going to, they're going to do accounts for people. It's easier if you already have one for sure, because they can just move it right into, and that's some time they don't have to spend with you. So if you know what bank you think you're going to exchange with or you'd like to be a member of, it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and open it now.
Okay, but it wouldn't be bad if I didn't do that, especially if it's going to do it this week. Okay.
It's just going to take longer at your exchange, that's all.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you both very much. The best
all right,
for all of us.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay. 51 area code. Nine 951.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Oh. Hey. Good afternoon. Good morning, gentlemen. Just a couple
All
questions I had for you. Tony, as far as the banks in Kurdistan and CBI, are they still on for this week, to your knowledge?
Bank, Kurdistan, and CBI. I would think so. They were all on for the weekend. And again, He said they made an announcement today. I just need to see when it's going to take effect. So,
okay.
yes.
Okay. All right. And what about this IMF making that announcement? They made an announcement on the TV about telling the GOI to get this thing done or whatever. Any ramifications on that, Tony?
No, they didn't say get it done by the 1st of April or by the 5th of April or by the 14th of April. They said get it done. And then Marty came back and said all reforms will be completed by June. He didn't say completed in June, and he said all reforms. So that's all of them, not specifically the RV will be done by June. And they leave these things out for specific reasons. So we don't know. Now, there's more to reforms than just the RV. So the possibility of all of it happening any day is alive. IMF is just expressing, we want you to do this now. I mean, it's priority. And they're saying we're going to have it done. So we'll see.
Right. And then I know that you had said maybe this week, but do you think, does it just say for the month of April, do you think we have a really good shot of getting this done? I mean, just your because you have all the information. Some things you can share, some things you can't. But does this month of April look still pretty good for you to get this thing done, hopefully?
Yep. Let me tell you. I think you asked me the exact same question for the month of March, and I told you yes. Because they were saying they wanted to have it done by then. So I can't say no now when I really thought March was going to happen, and so did everybody else. So I'm anticipating any day. Some days are better than others, but this could happen at any day or moment in time right now.
Right, okay. All right. That sounds good, guys. Appreciate it very much. I'll let the next caller come on in and appreciate the information then, okay?
All right. Thank you, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Ray, you there? Hello? Okay. Well, Ray is on mute, or his phone is gone, or he's changing his
mic. I was on mute. I was calling 909, and then they jumped off. Okay. We can work with that. 443. We'll squeeze you in. You're on. 443. 443 area code. Okay, 312 area code. 312 area code.
How are you, sir?
Oh, good morning. How are you?
Hey.
Good morning, Tony. How are you?
I'm super fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully well. Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I talked to you on this call.
What's going on? It has been a while.
I know.
You've been hiding.
I've been working, man.
I'm not mad at you.
I ain't mad at me either. But you said something that piqued the question in my mind about them making the announcement, them being Iraq, making the announcement on TV that they are international, and I think earlier you said it's within their region, and they're open and ready for business, and they're trading with all these other people in their region. Do you know at what rate that they are changing? Is it still the old rate, or are they doing business with the new rate with the surrounding countries?
I think this is it. You got to remember, months ago, they started trading with them at the old rate.
Right.
So weeks ago, when the new rate came out in Iraq and the prices changed, they have to be trading with them at that rate, or they would be losing money.
Right.
So that's within their circle. But now for them to announce that we're international with all these countries, the same thing would have to apply. How could they have one in-country rate and then be trading with all these countries at the program rate we're sending that, somebody's losing money, somebody's getting filthy rich, right?
Right.
Because if it's 35 dinar to $100, or the rate came out at, I can't remember, 2 something when we did this, 280 something.
Yeah.
And I'm trading with Jordan, or I'm trading with Kuwait, and now I'm trading at the 1160 rate or the 1190 rate, and you're telling me everything you're paying $35 for, I'm paying you $3,500 for? Well, that doesn't work, right?
Right.
So they're doing something. We're not seeing it yet, but hopefully after today's announcement, we will see it real soon, because it's evidently going to apply to everybody.
Well, with that being said, say we don't see it after today's announcement or this week or whenever. Can a person go over to one of those countries that they are trading with at the new rate and exchange dinar? Of course, it would be for that country's currency. I'm not thinking that I would go to Turkey and exchange USD. I would go to Turkey and exchange Turkish lira and then put the Turkish lira back into USD, which should be a profit. Could a person do that?
Suppose if you're over there, you could do that. And we have to find out
you get planes
outside
going
the
over
country.
there every day now.
I know. So I don't know if, again, they're using the rate for import-export with these companies. Right. Well, when they say they're international and open for business, that seems to me like it would apply to anybody and everybody.
Okay. Well, I think that would be worth knowing because, half passport will travel. If I can go somewhere, if we can go somewhere and do that double exchange into that country and then back into USD, if it's profitable to us, I mean, how can we find out about that?
We'll just have to ask the question, not inside the country because they don't know. I'm going to have to ask the question outside the country of what's going on and can they go and exchange. So all you Facebook people and good people can go online and do that. Ask some people, can they exchange dinar in their countries, or can they see a new rate, or people who are involved in it. Or maybe we got some Dinarians listening now that are in other countries that will go and try it for us. But if they had an international rate like that for just the average citizen, we would know it. So I have to think about this. I have to find an Iraq person who has an international card, Visa or MasterCard, and try to get them to purchase something over the internet in another country and see what rate it gives them. That's probably what needs to happen.
Okay. And you said you did not get a list of the other countries. I was wondering if Afghanistan could possibly be one of those other countries.
No, I do not have a list. He just said they were scrolling and they showed him all the other countries that are now international
in Afghanistan. I may contact him anyway and ask him to see what he can do, but I do have a contact that is not a contact, a friend that is in Afghanistan. So
yeah,
I mean,
tell him to try it on the internet over there to see if he can buy something in Iraq.
And he's not an Iraqi. He's not an Iraqi. He's an American citizen. So I don't know if
I know. But I said see if he can buy something in Iraq from over there on the internet.
Okay.
And what rate it will convert it at.
Okay. Okay. I will do that.
All right.
I will do that. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you and all that you do, and Mr. Raymond, you as well. And it's good to be back on the line talking to you. And I'm sure you will let us know the answers to those questions when and if you find them out. So thank you very much.
I will.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
You guys. I will.
Bye. All right, sir. Let's wrap up time.
All right, guys. I know it was an interesting and exciting weekend. It was a hell of a roller coaster ride, but I'm not sure that it's over just quite yet. They're still, like I said, making announcements in the mosque today. We'll see what happens later today and tomorrow, but we are right there. So enjoy the rest of your day. I'm enjoying mine. Hopefully we'll have a call before Wednesday, but if not, I'll see you on Wednesday. Right?
All right, that's going to do it, ladies and gents. Enjoy this marvelous Monday, and we'll see what happens between now and Wednesday. Keep believing. We sure do.